I said this last time, but yes, I'm going to be reviewing a whole bunch of random series that most people probably have never heard of. This time we're talking about, I believe the English title is Speedrunner Cannot Return from the Game World. Um, I think this is a pretty entertaining series. It's probably one of the funniest series if you are a speedrunner. I think you'd really enjoy this. Um, this video might go into some like spoiler-y things, so if you don't want to know anything going in other than it's about a speedrunner in another world, then I'll just give you this as a rating. I would probably give it like an 8. It's pretty good, I would say. It's a gag series, like it is, definitely a joke, but it's pretty entertaining. And even though I did say gag series, there are some moments where it goes a little serious. Like, it's not like full-on jokes. It's just a lot of it is about the humor, right? Okay, so if you don't want to know anything about it other than it's about a speedrunner, then I would leave off here. I'm just going to talk about it, a little bit. So, like, I'm not going to go super spoiler, but I'm going to talk about some stuff. Alright, so, right off the bat, if you've ever seen like Dark Souls speedrunning, there's a lot of that. Like him stripping to get like faster and things like that, to get around. A lot of jokes like that. Like him damaging himself to, have to deal, like to be able to, deal more damage to the characters, or, they have less health because he's damaged, things like that. Constant joke in the series. The basic idea is a speedrunner gets isekai'd into their favorite series, but the game world is more so, it's like it's based on the game, like all the characters within it are, living, breathing, and they act of their own free will, but how he plays it is like it's straight up the game. So, we're gonna get into spoilers here, but this is relatively early on. He really likes speedrunning. First thing he does in like 25 minutes is beat the boss. And then most of the series is him dealing with like glitches and bugs because he speedrun the game. Speedrun the game. Very like I would say it's more like because he went so fast he has to deal with problems now, right? Just so you know the basic characters, it's pretty much these three. This is our main guy, the speedrunner. This is kind of like the early game helper. And this is one of her friends and allies that, joins along on their adventures. Most of the series, again, like I said, is dealing with the aftermath, basically, and he just constantly wants to speedrun different elements that appear in the series. Something that's really fun about this series is, like, you will see, like, I don't know, he'll do some sort of glitch like you would in a video game, and you'll see, like, an error, like, missing image to get something done, and then you kind of... And the main humor is coming from, like, the reactions to, like, oh, wow, that's a glitch. This is meant to be the real world. What is going on? A lot of funny little bits like that. It's very much, like, a lot of similar jokes, but I think if you, enjoy speedrunning at all, you'd probably enjoy seeing them. I think this one was one of the early ones that's really funny. It's like it's trying to skip a cutscene, basically. Like, this guy is meant to be like a, like a mandatory 4-minute cutscene, and he has to jump over him and get around him because he wants to save time. Like, it's a super entertaining series. I think if you, know anything about speedrunning games, you'll really enjoy it. Like, some, random stick on the ground is, like, one of the best weapons because of a glitch. He does, like, wall clipping in the series. Like, he'll do some, like, little glitch to go through a wall. He'll do, like, hot swaps to, like, duplicate things like you did back in, like, Oblivion. It's basically, like, all the speedrun tropes and glitches and all that stuff. Just built into one series. You get to see like all those funny elements basically in a world that's not meant to be this way. Like, it's not meant to be a video game. You get to see all the glitches, like I said, the hurting himself to get like a damage bonus, using like underpowered, like basically mundane items to do crazy things because of glitches, clipping through walls, uh, a whole bunch of different things. Abusing like mechanics that would be in a video game. He always has to speed run. He loves like, okay, the faster I can do this, the better. And then like the main problems that come about in the series are the bugs caused by him speed running the game and then having to complete the game to leave. Super fun. I think it's like, again, like I said, I'm gonna go with like an 8. If you enjoy like speed running and watching like Dark Souls and all those kinds of games, it's really entertaining seeing how he goes through the things, and then and there are story elements there. Like there are some serious moments where because this is a real world that he's being placed in, he has to kind of go outside of his old speed running mentality and kind of look at things for what they are, which I think is kind of fun. It's kind of like a mix between a gag where you always see like, oh, that's a funny speedrun thing, or like they'll acknowledge like a video game trope, like this armor being revealing and things like that, and have like the character, because they're real, like in this reality, they're thinking like, why am I doing this to myself, or different things like that. And because he's super invested in the game, you always get to see like funny reactions when he sees something that's not meant to be in the game because it is a real world. Like, certain characters talking to each other, talking to him, or, he messes up and he has to, because he speedruns something, like everyone's always like, confused. They're like, oh, well, you're not the hero, and blah, 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 right? Like the basic stuff. The main element of the series is basically, the gags that ensue with a person that doesn't know what a speedrunner is, seeing what a speedrunner is in reality, right? So, the fun of the series is basically seeing, side characters' reactions to what he is doing. That's where a lot of the comedy comes from, and then like the entertainment, it's not just that, but you also get to see like, reactions of what's going on in the world, him seeing things for the first time and trying to like understand like, whoa, what's this? It's completely different than what he knows. Yeah, like, I don't know. It's really fun to see like all these speedrunner tropes. And I guess like it kind of gives a reason why things are going so fast and the protagonist can do certain things, as well as kind of leaves it more it leaves it interesting for later when you see like characters understanding like, oh, he's trying to do this, like I'm gonna do something different, and then he has to figure out a new way to cope with this change in the game that he played so many times. They give like, I think this is one of the ones where it's like really, I don't know, it's fun to see all these overpowered tropes that you would see in other things. Like, oh, he doesn't want to level up because it wastes time, or he doesn't want to collect things because it takes forever, or whatever. Or he's using some exploit that makes no sense, like killing a boss with coins, or just a million different things. I think it's like a very fun take on an isekai, especially like the the subgenre of isekais where it's like a video game. I think this is like a really fun idea, like having the whole speedrunner thing, but he's actually playing it like a video game and kind of seeing the world react to this oddity that's going on. Also, having it be a real world but like game elements work in it, I think is really fun. And then having to deal with basically real world bugs. That's a lot of what's going on. Overall, I think it's a really, really, really entertaining series. I'm not like the most into speedrunning or whatever, but a lot of it's very recognizable things that you see in speedruns. And I don't know, I think it's a very entertaining series overall. Like, I think if you want to just sit down and have like a, good time, this is a good read. I haven't, it's not like I've, read everything that's ever come out about this or whatever. I just kind of had a glimpse into what it was, and I have to say it's pretty entertaining. I think if you really, really like speedrunning, this is right up your alley. I think this is probably the speedrunner manga because it's, you know, going to hit all those tropes that, you know, you would do in a video game and kind of, you know, mess around with them a little bit. I don't think it's any sort of groundbreaking thing, right? I just think it is entertaining. Then that's what I think any manga should do. It should entertain you. So I think this is a fun series and probably something that I think a lot of speedrunners will enjoy. Maybe even, you know, they might even bump it up higher than I did, right? But yeah, overall, I don't want to go, you know, into the specifics of everything that happens in the series or anything. I just want to, you know, give an overview. Yeah, I think this is a really entertaining series, and if you like speedrunning and manga, then I think you'll enjoy this. I think it's pretty fun. Again, not something groundbreaking, just fun. Does everything that you want to, you know, see in a series like this, and touches on some tropes and fun elements from, you know, gaming, speedrunning, all that. Yeah, I enjoyed it. If you have any other series that you want me to talk about, you can let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate it if you subscribed, liked, blah blah blah, you know, whatever. Yeah, I'll see ya.